What's up? Welcome back. I'm John Stark from MacTheMovieGuy.com, your favorite blind film critic, and today we're going to talk about Starman. No, not that one from the 80s. This is a new documentary that's coming out this year, 2026, which means you probably don't know that it exists because I don't think anybody pays attention to documentaries, but they should, because documentaries can be excellent. And for those of you that believe the truth is out there, that we are not alone in this universe, Starman, it's right up your alley. It is a documentary that explores the idea, the possibility of life on other planets, and talking about sort of what that could look like and what that would mean, um, and going through major sort of science authors, science fiction authors, science authors like Ray Bradbury, Carl Sagan, Arthur C. Clarke, having them talk about their thoughts on the universe, um, and all of the buildup in terms of science and the talk around aliens and how we got there, the starting of the conversation, the early science fiction work, sort of mentioning of certain works that stood out, like Childhood's End, um, and pushing back against the idea that with all of the possibility of intelligent life out there, that it would look exactly like us, which is always the thing that I personally, I've always been like, I don't think. So when I see movies like Alien, for example, where the alien looks nothing like us, I'm like, that's far more realistic. It's not a biped. It's a completely different thing. It doesn't resemble anything we have here on Earth. But what's funny is Arrival got name checked too in here as being one of the standout works of like what that could look like. But also just the idea that um, even different sizes. They're talking about the possibility that alien life could be even smaller and fit inside of like a proton or a neutron, that we don't know that because of sort of the infinite space. Also addresses concepts like what if when a civilization becomes too technologically advanced, it collapses upon itself. So that's why no race has ever reached another planet, is because I kind of feel like we're here, we're doing that. So if that's sort of the cycle that inevitably just keeps alien races on their own planet from being able to explore, um, instead of just being like a what's that in the sky, or is there something hiding at Area 51, it seems to ask the harder, tougher, more thoughtful questions. And that's what I think stands out to me for this documentary, is the fact that it's not just one of those aliens are among us, and they're these, autopsy videos and everything that we see there must be real. It's, or the little flying saucers that we keep seeing. No, it takes more of a existential thought on what is, out there, what could be out there, what might be out there, and what the possibilities are of us finding it, and all of the different things that would be true about it, and how things could be very different from anything we could possibly conceive, so far removed from our belief system in every way. So when you think about it, it makes sense. When you talk about the infinite space, um, and the possibilities, the possibilities are out there, that there could be other things on other planets that we haven't even begun to conceive of, but the greatest science fiction authors have been trying to chase down with their brains, on paper, ever since. So this is excellent if that's your vibe, if that's what you want. I think it's a strong documentary for that. No, it's not going to get. This is a great documentary to release at the beginning of the year because it's um I don't think it's ever gonna get Oscar consideration, but it has plenty of time to gain following while we're kind of coming out of Oscar season and Starman kind of premieres and bounces around, and people are coming out of the Oscar baity documentaries, and we're moving into a brand new 2026 year, and something like Starman feels like a documentary that will attract a very specific population that will love it. And now that they've gotten the Oscar movies behind them, are more than willing to dive headfirst into Starman. So, um, I thought this was strong doc. So, and admittedly, I'm generally like, this is my bias. I agreed that this is kind of how I felt anyway. If it was one of those like aliens are among us and they look just like us things, I would have been like, I don't know about that, man. So I probably would have had a different reaction to it because it's not my wavelength. Um, but because this is, I felt engaged on a higher level by this train of thought. So it doesn't have audio description, but that's pretty common for documentaries. Although I keep finding documentaries that premiere and then PBS will pick it up and then it gets audio description as it becomes part of PBS's series of documentaries later on in the year. So who knows? HBO also has done that too with a couple things that premiered earlier in the year and they originally didn't have audio description, then bam, they're on HBO like 6 months later. Prime Minister was an example of that. I think that opened in last February or March, and then it dropped in like October on Max with audio description. So who knows? Maybe I'll see this later with audio description. But I'm gonna go with an 8.1 out of 10. I like this. And I think you will too. Fresh. Yay. Good start to the year. Anyway, thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. I'll see you guys on the other side.